Hey, video game fans, this is Matt. It's been a long time since I've recorded anything, and I'm in an old, new, different game. I go through these cycles. I was playing Fallout 4 for forever, and I was recording a lot of stuff, and I just kind of went a different direction. I'm back to doing Battletech. I wasn't intending to start recording today, but I have been meaning to start recording something. This is more of a, oh, this is different. I better start recording. Uh, I but let me catch you up. I'd been playing the vanilla version of BattleTech for a while, about a year, off and on, just playing it because I enjoy the BattleTech universe stuff. I got kind of frustrated with some of the missions. I get the feeling like I was getting tired of being thrown to the slaughter with my tiny little one lance versus anywhere from 18 or more mechs plus turrets and everything else. I just felt like, God, I just want to bring in more mechs. But anyway, I ground my way through the rest of the career mode, whatever. I can't remember if it's career or I think it's career. Finished the whole storyline, which I hadn't done yet. Actually, before I did that, I was kind of antsy about the game thing. So I said, well, let's check some of the mods. And I tried the, I think, Rogue Tech mod. I played it for about a week. There was definitely some cool things I liked about that, but I also found it carried so much extra baggage that I did not want in my BattleTech video game. I felt like it wanted to add so much stuff from the tabletop that it ended up being more monotonous than anything. Every time I finished a single battle, I just had to quit for the day because the battles were so long and I was just bored at the end of it, and I was tired of playing with so many tanks and hover vehicles and aerospace. I'm playing BattleTech because I want to play with big stompy monsters. I don't want to play with tanks and hovercraft. For whatever reason, they just lost focus for that. They wanted you to play with all the little toys in the BattleTech universe, and it overwhelmed me. There was too much stuff. I found it was too much record keeping, too much having to pay for every little tiny thing. Just added so much minutia to the game. I just was no longer enjoying my gameplay. So I said, heck with this. I uninstalled all of it, and it was a long, big ass install. I went back to the vanilla game. I finished the career mode. That was cool. That was neat. I kept on playing, and I was like, I'm having the same gripes. It's just, I'm getting tired of the repetition. I was tired of just constantly being set my four mechs against anywhere from 12 to 18, possibly even more than that. All I wanted to do was play with more mechs. Ideally, I want to play with the whole company. I wanted 3 lances, but so far I haven't found that anywhere. But I went online and I did a search. It's like, well, what do people do if they want the mods? They want the modded version. They want a bigger universe. And somebody actually had a thread out there. Yeah, I tried Rogue Tech. It wasn't for me. Is there anything else out there better? Hey, they already asked the question. And they kicked out, BattleTech Extended and BattleTech Advanced. And I looked at the two. I compared them. I looked at the pros and cons and what each one did. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this extended version. If it doesn't work, I'll uninstall it and I'll find something else. Well, I downloaded it, installed it, and tried it, and I'm still playing it. I played through the entire 900-day career mode or campaign mode. This is not the normal, Orano Restoration career. This is little campaign thing. This is the long play game. It took me forever to get. There's basically here's the long and short of it. It's got the whole universe, the whole galaxy, I should say, the whole inner sphere and stuff, instead of just the tiny little fringe area that the vanilla game has. They added over 100. I don't know what it is. There's just a boatload of new mechs in the game. Most of them are from canon sources and stuff. Some are older, some are newer. Lots and lots of new mods. They twisted some of the old ones and tweaked them a bit. Some of the things that they had in the vanilla game weren't real canon. They kind of downplayed them. Now they can still be found, but they're a little more obscure. And I was really enjoying that. I chose to play the normal mode, which is essentially the vanilla game with a lot of extra content in terms of size and depth. So I got the full map and I got all these extra mechs, but not a lot of rules changes. There's 2 other modes in it, which I'll experiment at some future date. that implement more and more of the tabletop game. I guess that's kind of where I felt like Rogue Tech wasn't for me because it was just too much of a culture shock. It was too much for my brain to process all at once when there's no literature really to go with it. You can't just throw me into a game and expect me to pick it all up, and it was just way too much crud. So I'm enjoying this. It's still basically the base game, but there's just a lot more stuff to it. I advanced the Argo, and I managed to expand it up to so I can expand my portfolio of mechs. I can land all 8 mechs in this game. I have a second drop ship, and I can drop 2 lances. Essentially, it's just all 8 mechs. They don't really divide them up into lances in the game, but whatever. I mean, ideally, a company would be really cool, but that's fine. 8 mechs is great. The only time you can't use that rule break is in priority missions, things that are like locked into the game. You're still restricted with whatever they send. If they have a mission that requires 4 or 2 or only 1 mech, you're stuck with that. But for the most part, the regular missions are pretty wide open, so you can land 8 mechs. And I've gone through I got a long history with it. We'll go over that at some other future date when I kind of go over my mechs. But anyway, the whole reason why I'm recording this is because I got into this battle that I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to do this mission and then get off this world. This is kind of what I've been doing. I've been hopping across the galaxy, just trying to advance some time. I'm not basically I'm in good terms with most of the factions, including the pirates. But I have some enemies that are just kind of common foes, and I'm trying to avoid doing too many missions against the pirates because I'm not allied with them. I'm not crazy. Ally with the pirates, you're going to be against the entire galaxy. But I'm nicey nice with the pirates because I have cheap access to the black market. And there's a lot of black market stores. My prizes from the black market haven't been outstanding. They only sell really weapons and mechs, and the weapons, I'm still not finding enough sexy stuff, you know. There's plenty of weapons with pluses after them, and that's great, but something unique and something different, I'm still having a hard time finding, but that's fine. I'll get there. I chose to play on the earliest starting date, and that's part of my problem. In the game, you're starting like right after the third succession war, and you basically play through, I think it's the second, maybe the second one. No, I think it is second or third. I don't remember. And you basically are working your way through time, and eventually you're going to get the clan invasion, and you're going to go right up into the, like, whatever the stuff that's happened since then. It's going to take a long time to get through this game that way, and that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. I'm a long play gamer. But anyway, why did I decide to record this? Well, I showed up. I'm doing this mission. It's the last one I'm going to do before leaving the system. I think it's against the Lyrans, not the Lyrans, the Capellans, because I've been basically doing missions against House Lao since almost the beginning of the game. They're the only faction, them and the Taurians, that I haven't gotten nicey with. Anyway, I dropped I've already done a mission here, so I had some of my good mechs are off the table, and some of my starting lineup of mech warriors aren't on the table. That's fine. I've got a full roster, and I dropped in, okay, this is like my second team, and I've still got a bunch of mechs, so I loaded them up, dropped my 8 mechs. Oh, wow, neat. I got some allies. I got some Merc allies dropped in with me. Cool. That happens from time to time. It's a random thing. Every once in a while, you'll get a random 4 mechs that drop in with you from your allied force that's hired you for the mission. Sometimes they're vehicles. More often than not, it's a lance. This one had an additional drop. So I'm dropping in with 8 mechs. Merrick dropped in with another 8 mechs. And they're on opposite sides of the field. Well, I've only been in this, I think we're on the round 3 right now. And before we haven't even seen the enemy yet. And now we got another enemy dropship coming in. This is going to be a humongous battle. I'll go over it here once we get control of the camera again. So yeah, we're in round 3. They landed us all on this top little mountain. So you got my little group of 8 mechs in their incredibly gaudy flat yellow and metallic red with orange highlights. So they're a really, really gaudy bunch. I love using gaudy colors in my mech designs. And then there's 4 Merc mechs over here that dropped in with us. Then our targets are here in the middle of the map. Way over here, they dropped another 4. This is the first time this has ever happened for me, where they dropped in 2 lances, and they didn't drop them together. They dropped them on opposite sides of the map. Meanwhile, we're trying to make our way into the middle of the map, which is where our enemy is, and then I just got this notification about another hostile drop. Like I said, this is going to be a big battle. I can just feel it. If they dropped in this many allied ones, I have a feeling there's going to be future ones, but maybe not. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm going to show up and it's just going to be all of us overwhelming 8 enemy mechs. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'll go over stuff as I go. I got a pretty heavy group of mechs here. I got a Thunderbolt there.
Right here.
Ostsal, my close combat fighter.
Confirmed.
Yes, it is against Lao.
Yeah.
Arclight is my Marauder 2 specialist. Marauder 2 is one of the, not the first, but one of the first assault mechs I managed to get my hands on. I still don't have a lot of assault mechs. I am playing this game with some altered difficulty settings. Specifically, instead of 3 mech parts to build a mech, you need 5. So building mechs takes a lot longer. I should have been running with those other mechs. I did that for a reason. In the vanilla game, my God, if it only takes 3 pieces to build it, you're going to get flooded with mechs that you're just not going to have space for. You're not going to selling most of them. So I just wanted to slow down the influx of new mechs into my company. The downside of that is when you do have a rare mech or some assault mech, for instance, it does take a while to get all 5 of those pieces. So you have to purchase. Every once in a while, you need to check out what they're selling at the stores and spend a big chunk of money to buy a piece, because you don't know when you're going to fight one of these big guys. Oh yeah, if there's 8 mechs here maybe already, oh, this is going to be a fight. I just hope I don't lose any mechs.
Major armor loss.
I've lost so many mech warriors so far. I still have 1 or 2 from the, I think I only have 1 left from my original crew that I got at the beginning of the game. It'll be a miracle if all of them manage to make it.
I hear you.
I got a Victor. Ignore that. Yeah.
Affirmative.
So for the most part, the stuff that you're seeing on screen is vanilla. They do have a few more modifications. There's gravity level and certain things that aren't in the vanilla game. So things that modify your movement rate, or how much you burn heat, or how certain like missile weapons work, if there's a higher or lower gravity or other effects. It's significant little tweaks without making you have to work harder, and that's what I liked. Also, all of the characters have little perks, not all of them, but most of them have some kind of little character things. And they also have, can you even view them here? No, you can't view them here. They acquire, the more a single mech warrior uses a single mech, the more familiar they get with it, and they start to develop like little special abilities with that mech.
Just running.
Maybe it moves farther, or it becomes more stable, or it does better targeting things, or it does slightly more damage. I don't know. There's a lot of different little effects. So it encourages you to kind of marriage your characters, your mech warriors, with specific mechs. But that has to modify over time, because obviously you start the game using a lot of light mechs and a few medium mechs, and eventually you start accumulating more and more heavy mechs, and the lighter mechs become a little more inefficient.
Commander?
They're still great usages for light mechs. I could still be using them now, but it is risky because we got assault and heavy mechs, and unfortunately there's a tendency for the AI to all of the AI mechs to target the exact same mech, and they just love to pick on little guys. So it is despite the fact some people say, oh yeah, you can still use light mechs late into the game. Yeah, you can, but there's a lot of risk there. You don't want to put your veteran mech warriors in a light mech unless they're really, really experienced with it. And I lost most of my experts along the way. My Locust expert died. He was fully maxed out expert with his Locust, and he died in his Locust, and the same goes for the Panther and several of my other favorite light mechs. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Giving them everything I got.
You're gonna see a lot of the same mechs that are in the vanilla game, but you will see some that are new and different. There are some designs that I was curious about, some I'm kind of mixed about, like the longbow here. I felt like the longbow really isn't better than it's a 100-ton, I think it's a 100-ton, essentially it's a 100-ton archer. And it's not really any better than the archer. The archer is more efficient, essentially carries the same amount of firepower. So I'm not sold on the longbow. And there's some designs that I just absolutely hated, and there's some of them that they don't have the right graphics for. Some of the light mechs where they do physical attacks and their arms disconnect from the body when they make a punch, and it's just like, yeah, you guys gotta fix that. That looks really corny. Okay, so we have another lance on the field. And more engine pop-ups, yeah. Yeah, we don't know if the friends are foe, but they're probably foes. I'm trying to figure out if there's only 4 mechs here or 8. They're spread out. It's probably just 4. Well, we got zeros, yeah. So we got the enemy units, these 4. The intervening guard forces, and the opposing ComGuard forces. So one of those is the one that just arrived, and one of them is out here somewhere, but we haven't discovered them yet. Oh boy.
Receiving you.
This is going to be a battle.
Confirmed.
Well, I'm just hitting it with a single PPC. Our allies will end up shooting at the guy that's on his back.
I'm listening.
All right. Now you need to sprint. Should have sprint last turn.
Roger
Probably
that.
take some damage this turn, but that's fine. We gotta get in close. You'll see why once we get into combat with it. Oh, they're in a bad spot. The fact that we dropped a whole lance behind them means that they don't know which direction to face. Take some hits.
Well, that weren't nothing. Yep.
Alright, you gotta sprint.
Roger.
That's the downside of the assault mechs. They're really slow. And these guys are just going to take forever to get off that mountain. They may not even get closer than that.
Standing by.
They insist on just taking the longest time. Striker, that's not in the base game. Ba-boom.
Hostile removed.
I love seeing my 8 guys down on the bottom though. Unless you build up experience a lot faster, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I'm also having a slow experience development too. That's another thing I did. Because in the vanilla game, it's so easy to max out all of your characters, and then you're just stuck with a crew of infinite number of, basically every crew member you have is maxed out, and it's just unrealistic. None of my guys are maxed out, not even close. My lead character still has a long, it doesn't even have a 10 yet
Good to
in
go.
his skills. It's been a lot more enjoyable too. It makes leveling up the decisions you make when leveling up are so much more important when they come so frequently. Basically, I only level my characters up after the financial report. That way, I've paid all the crew. Now I level them up. If I level them up before payday, then I have to pay them more. So now this is the way I'm doing it. And sometimes characters don't level up after a whole month of gaining experience. Sometimes not even after 2 months. I don't really have they haven't leveled up high enough in the certain areas that I want. So I kind of, it's just been my flow almost since the beginning. I was really getting tired of checking everybody's experience all the time because I knew it was going up slowly. So it's just saves me a hassle. Just check it once a month. Actually, he's a little more worse for wear.
Got it.
That poor grasshopper. These guys are getting wiped out in a hurry.
Waiting on you,
They
Commander.
are not going to make it much longer.
You betcha. Got it.
They also added some new battlefield maps. The ones in Rogue Tech were pretty cool. You could really get big maps and lots of details. And they had some pretty good ones in here too. Definitely some challenging things I wasn't expecting. I was going into some of these base defenses or base assaults, and I was like, oh, I've already seen these 100 times. Oh no. I show up and I was like, oh, this is not the one I've seen in the vanilla game 100 times before. This is a whole different map. So they had some creativity. It's nice to see a few new things.
Confirmed.
I'm still finding new battlefields, and I'm in more than 1,000 days into the game. In-game game.
Orders?
I think it's it's January 3030 if you want to know where we are in the timeline of Battletech. The St. Ives Compact and some other minor faction gets founded and should start to appear on the map. I mean, St. Ives Compact was actually founded in the year prior, and I was waiting for it to appear on the map. But then, according to the game files, they say that one of the start dates is 3030, and they said this is when these started. So I don't know. One of these months, I'm going to see a difference on the map. I'm waiting patiently. Maybe not so patiently. Yeah, I've still got heat issues. That's ComStar. We have ComGuard. Okay, yeah. This is ComStar forces. This isn't. Those are going to be high-tech mechs. So these guys are nothing. This is just the appetizer. The main fight isn't even here yet. Oh yeah, they panic and will basically eject out of the, which destroys the head section. It didn't do that in the vanilla game. You could just eject. They start to get a panic level. The more the mech takes it. So even if the mech isn't completely destroyed, it is possible to rattle the mech warriors so much that they'll bail. And yours will do it too. Of course, as your skill leveling up, it's going to resist that, and that's kind of a bad thing. It can be a bad thing, because sometimes your guys are, dang it, I'm going to stick in this cockpit to the very end, and they end up dying because of it, you know? So sometimes you'd almost wish, why don't you bail out? Your mech is getting destroyed. Nope, he's going to stay with it to the
Losing
end.
armor.
It also means you don't want to just bail either, because it does destroy your head, and you're going to have to replace any components that are there. So you're not going to, just because you're out of ammo and you have no weapons left, you're not just going to bail out in combat like you might in the vanilla game.
Heading out. Engaging with target.
They also made it harder to get headshot kills. They lowered the chance to hit the heads, which is probably a good
Yeah.
balance issue. But that's being said, I did take out an Atlas with a single shot from an urban mech. Yeah, he was carrying an AC-20. The Atlas hadn't taken any damage yet. Hit him in the head on a just
Moving,
random shot, and then the Atlas fell over. I was like, dang! Oh, it just tickles me to no end when those headshot kills just come out of nowhere, and it's like a miraculous. This, and when you get if you kill a mech with just a headshot and the mech hasn't taken any damage, you're gonna get all the salvage for that. That's basically like an entire mech for free. Of course, you're not gonna get 4 pieces out of it. The game itself still only creates 3, I think, out of any one mech. Even if it takes 5 for you to assemble one.
Ready for orders.
So that's not quite right, but whatever.
Position confirmed.
That's totally okay. Because more often than not, you destroy the enemy mech, you destroy his center torso, and you're only going to get 1 piece of salvage out of it. It's rare to get 2 and impossible to get 3. The only way you can get 3, I think, is just with a headshot kill that doesn't destroy
What do
the
you
rest
need?
of the mech. Yeah, I'm just going to get closer.
Bugging out.
I just don't like the fact he's so far away. A Marauder 2, by the way, is essentially it's a Marauder platform, but it's 100 tons, so it's just a roided up Marauder.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, we'll take that range.
Coordinates received.
Split fire? No. All right.
Engaging with target. Forward
Cataphract.
critical hit.
And there's my little assault at. That's Grackle. You should be acting first. Oh, my grasshopper's back in the
They've got a lock on me.
mech bay.
What can I do for you? Got it.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I've come up against ComStar forces since I started playing. So
I'm showing minor damage.
I'm not sure what I'm going to expect here. All I know is that they have the top tech, because they have been hoarding it, and they're more likely to have SLDF technology than anybody else, because they gathered it up
Waiting for orders.
and did their best to keep the successor houses from getting it.
Position confirmed.
I've been boning up on my Battletech history.
Taking the shot.
Yep. Come on. We gotta turn around. Shh. Bugsy, you're gonna get,
Armor breach. Internal damage.
turn around.
Ready for orders.
Okay. You're close enough to get an attack in. That's good.
On the move.
My Cyclops gives all my mechs a little initiative bonus. Ooh, she's running hot. I have curious what's on this mech. No, just standard stuff, unless these are, they don't tell you what the special stuff is. Okay.
Engaging with target.
That's a stalker. Yeah, that's not a catapult, guys. That's a stalker.
Losing lots of armor.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's a damn cliff here.
I'm under heavy fire.
Yeah, you're gonna get help soon enough. Just ride it out. You got a lot of armor. Yeah, will you guys get off that rock? I mean, jeez. It's just taking them forever to figure out how to get off that hillside. And they won't run, they're just walking.
Reporting heavy damage.
God dang it. Ugh. Critical.
Reporting critical hit.
I haven't lost the system yet, but finally he's off the hill. Oh my god, they're starting to form up on the other side of that hill too. These guys gotta start going down the road. Yes! Let's get a punch in the back ourselves here. Another shot to the groin. Alright, Grackle.
Yeah.
So Grackle isn't a big mech. It's a heavy mech. All it has are small and medium lasers. It's all energy loadout. It's got a ton of heat sinks. It wants to get in close and just blast you with all of it. That's what my Grasshopper does too. It's even a bigger mech. I love that strategy. It has its detriments though, because you're going to be taking a lot of hits before you get within range of being able to do much. I mean, those medium lasers can hit from a good distance, but there's nothing like an array of medium and small lasers all hitting the same spot.
Locking on and firing it all.
Oh, it feels so good.
Receiving you.
Okay, you have also got to get down this field, but let's...
Confirmed.
Going right into this valley of doom. It's like a shooting gallery, but we got to finish him off. If we finish him off, that'll refocus our allies. Because right now our allies are still more concerned about his stupid grasshopper than the array of ComStar forces over there, which is where their focus should be. All right, just another couple shots, and they'll refocus.
Confirmed.
This is it.
Confirmed.
All right,
Tango down.
just us and ComStar.
Standing by.
Let's see. That's... He can take some damage. He hasn't been hit yet. If you got one mech that's taking too many hits, it's better to put some other ones closer to the threat. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll lock onto him, but... See, right now I gotta get Bugsy turned around. So he gets shot in the back anymore. He's gonna be out of commission. Bugsy!
Yes, Commander.
Thankfully, I haven't been hit in the front too many times. Look at them all. Oh my god. Alright, I'm counting 9. That's not a number. So there's probably 12. We can see 9 of them, or at least we know where 9 of them are. But they wouldn't drop 9 mechs. There's got to be 12. Okay, let's get rid of this stalker first because it's a nasty assault mech and it's not in the forest, so it's not going to have any damage reduction.
Confirmed.
It's going to take all the damage. That's part of the problem with going down that valley is that there's no protection. At least the forest will help block 40% of the damage. Don't like that sound.
I'm showing minor damage.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Cold Fire's my newest addition.
No need to tell me twice.
Oh, your cheery optimism so warms my heart.
Special delivery.
Anyway, I've been playing this for a few weeks now, or a month or so maybe. But I've had the flu and just, it's been a month of being sick basically. And as much as I wanted to record some new content, especially for this game, I didn't feel like my voice was up to it. So I wasn't planning on recording today because I did have a 24-hour flu this weekend, which, Jesus, I just got over
Orders.
2 weeks of having this funky flu, and then I get sick again. So it's just a little premature. That's all.
Full speed, no target.
I've been sensor locked.
Yeah, that's 10. There's a few more up in that hill up there that have been launching missiles. So yeah, there's definitely 12 of them.
I'm ready for orders.
I mean, I'd be stunned if there isn't.
Location confirmed.
Yeah, I don't like moving you up any closer, but we gotta get this stupid stalker out of here. He's right in the way. As long as he doesn't have the sense to get into the woods,
Target's taken a critical hit.
we're gonna keep targeting him. Yeah, you guys get up on this hill. Thank you. That would help us out a lot. Oof. Nice hit. 20% reduction in damage.
I
That's
took
not
a
bad.
critical hit.
Oh, there's so many guns over there. This is gonna be so hard. I usually prefer to fight these guys one at a time if they're definitely hitting us. Okay. This is a serious fight.
Weapon system down.
I'm already losing limbs. Oh, great. Now we don't have eyes on them. This is where the warriors with breaching shot. Please. I can't move these guys up anymore. I gotta bring other mechs up to them. I mean, I'm not worried about a victor.
Reporting heavy damage.
I mean, it's a couple of victors. Knock off the right arm and you're probably fine.
I can't take much more of this.
Yeah, I know.
Ready for orders.
Thunderbolt's not going to be a big scare to these guys either.
Got it.
But he's got a lot of arms, a lot of weapons. Not, I mean, they're not bad percentages, but they're both in the forest, so they're going to take a less damage. Oh, and then I got heat issues. You know, so much for that plan.
Aye, aye.
Look at all of them up there, just sitting back wailing on us with long-range weapons. That's my strategy. I came into this battle, I didn't bring any of my missile boats. I didn't think I need them. I thought it was just going to be a straight up, normal battle, and I figured I'd be able to brute force my way through it.
Commander.
This is a 5-skull mission. I should have known better. I am not going to come out of this without some kind of loss.
Location confirmed.
Jeez, I should have run. Why did I run? I knew I wasn't going to get close enough to shoot anything. Run! Why are they walking up the hill?
What do you need? Heading out.
Getting closer to my assault max, getting in range. But that doesn't matter. I feel like I'm walking into a... Look at this. Whoever steps into this space is just going to get blasted by each one of those mechs, because they're all using long-range weapons.
Okay, I'm on it.
I somehow have to brute force my way through these 3 that are on the bottom, because they obviously don't have the long-range weapons. Stop going backwards! What the... That doesn't help us any, dude.
I've been sensor locked.
Oh my god.
Waiting for orders.
I gotta get him into some kind of a different position. Let's see, his left arm is gone, so I have to protect that side as much as I can.
On the move.
That's about as good as I can do. Alright, I gotta put some more fire back on that stupid stalker. Good, because
Affirmative.
there's a low chance to hit anyway. He's unsettled. Here we go. Starting to engage. I wish they'd start shooting at my allies. They're gonna have to. Both of those mechs are gonna have to back out.
That shot got past my armor.
They're just taking too much damage.
I hear ya.
Go up the hill, get into the forest.
No sweat.
Still can't even see what's on that hillside. I just know there's things there.
Time to die.
There you go. Get up there. Get up there. Start. Another stalker. Great. Jeez.
Got something you want done?
I know you can take a shot off, but I really need you to get closer to these guys because I am getting the crap pounded out of me. I need somebody else to take some damage. Finally, Black Knight's getting closer. Hit him, hit him, hit him! Nothing.
Reporting internal damage.
Receiving you.
Yeah, should have done that. Up into the tree line, at least there's a little more protection up here. Try to do what they're doing to us. I'm not going to start new combat on a friggin'... I got this stalker to worry about.
Roger.
Still nothing.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Assault mechs, man, they take a lot of damage. He's got to back out over here. I can't lose my
My
Cyclops.
internals are taking a beating.
What's in his head is giving all my guys an initiative bonus. So, losing my Cyclops would be a humongous blow to our side.
Receiving
Alright,
you.
get you out of the frickin'... I don't even want you to... Yeah, let's... No, I don't want to turn your back. At least I'm still facing them.
No shooting, just running.
Just get the heck as farther away in the trees. Thank you. Bam! Pilot incapacitated. He's out. There we go. A little more. Get some evasion on the move. Get some forest, some trees to help block some damage. It's fine. These guys haven't taken the kind of damage the two in front were taking. I'm not sure what that stalker even has left. It definitely still has weapon systems. It's not toothless. Nice. Turn your back on us. Oh, Jesus. I forgot my Victor's got jump jets.
Critical hit! Critical hit!
I moved her away from combat. They can't do anything if they're going to keep hunting her.
I'm
Fortunately,
listening.
Grackle's going to move in close. Stay in the tree line, though.
On my way.
Lay in with some medium lasers.
Firing at 'em.
Some of them hit. Still gotta get. It's not safe where she's at now. Okay.
Standing by.
Thunderbolts. Move up. You got machine guns. You can get real close. You can keep your distance. Not quite close enough, I'm not sure.
Aye, aye.
Yeah. PPC off. Everything else on. Might as well do a precision strike. That friggin' arm. Would you cut up the dang hill already? It's a regular marauder. He should be moving faster than that, but he's not running. Oh, Jesus. Another critical.
I'm in trouble.
Taking the critical doesn't knock the weapon out. I can still use it, and it's not destroyed, but it will need to be repaired after combat.
Yeah?
But if it gets another critical, it gets destroyed. And that, I don't like losing weapons. It took me a long time to get some of these things.
Roger.
And although they're fairly easy to replace now, I hate replacing with stuff. Actually, I hate replacing equipment more because equipment's been even harder to find. Weapons are fairly easy to replace. Other than the Gauss cannon, which is, I've only found one. Over 1,000 days into it, and I've only found one. It was an SLDF version. It was a prize, I believe.
Badass.
Get up the hill. I just want them to target them, but they can't target them if they're never in their eyesight. All right, they're helping. I'm not going to complain. They're taking their time getting engaging, but at least they're engaging. Fortunately, we're taking the brunt of the damage. That's really irritating me.
This isn't looking too good.
I was right. There's 12. That's all of them. That's everything that we haven't engaged yet. Oh, what's this? Highlander. Great. They're really hard to take down. I had one of those in a battle just a couple of battles ago, and oh my god, it took all my mechs. Just
Commander.
repeated attacks, turn after turn after turn, and it still didn't want to go down. They're durable. Still gotta protect her. That good? That's good. Oh, too much heat. SRMs are still not that accurate. Yeah, see, they're playing around in the stupid tree line. He's not going to get any closer. They're going to stay right in that dang tree line. So this is irritating me. So instead of moving into this tree line,
They got a lock on me.
instead of moving up into this tree line where they can actually get some attacks on these things, they're going to stay back over here, you know, all this much safer distance away. Meanwhile, my guys are right in harm's way.
What can I do for you? I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Okay.
You get a headshot, and you get a headshot.
Hey, panicked. And start damaging the Highlander. Now they're coming up and getting engaged. Once I start the ball rolling. They're shooting at you from over there. Start shooting at those guys.
Okay, that was really bad.
Jesus, I gotta move
Commander?
out of the way again.
Moving out.
Now I can engage with my 3 PPCs.
Locked on.
Oh, all 3 hit.
I think I...
And he freaked out. I gotta remember, my Victor has jump capability. It's gonna jump into those trees.
Ready for orders.
Okay, the striker's still okay. Let's go there.
On it. Attacking from position.
Yeah, that's not much. He's gotta get closer. He doesn't have long-range weapons. That AC-10's not gonna have that many more rounds left. Alright, next initiative.
Waiting for orders. Heading out.
Farther away. She's taking so many critical hits. I can't afford to lose that. Banshee. Okay. 11%. 21's not much better. Yeah. 4 damage. Waste of ammo. Alright. Rainfire. They're still hiding up in the tree line. That irritates me. Those are PPCs. They're not going to run out of ammo with those. They might, their missiles are going to start drying up, but outside of that and autocannons, those long-range lasers and the PPCs, they're infinite. Yes! Out of that tree line. Start to engage. Yeah, it's time for you guys to start soaking some damage.
Commander.
Okay, grackle, grackle, grackle. You're gonna run.
Confirmed.
Could get her really messed up, but at least we're gonna see what we have against us. Look at all those white mechs. Pretty little ComStar mechs. Okay, that's the stalker that's been bouncing around. We got a thug, a warhammer, an awesome, another thug, a crusader, and another 60-tonner. I mean, they're not assault mechs. They're ones we can definitely take on. I mean, Highlander and Banshee are assault mechs. Stalker's an assault mech.
Receiving you.
Yeah, Thunderbolt doesn't have enough speed to quite get into the tree line, but close.
Position confirmed.
I should have run. He's got heat issues. See if I can take their legs out.
Confirmed. Firing.
It's like, I know I'm going to win this fight. It's winning it without losing everything. That's the trick. Without losing anything, ideally. And as much as I'd like to say, oh, let's just sacrifice all of our Merc allies, we do have to make sure at least one of them survives. Otherwise, it will be a failure point.
Aye, aye.
Alright, Marauder 2 moves in a little closer.
Roger.
Also should have run probably and avoided combat this turn. That'll help. I'm not going to shoot my bi-laser. It's 2 large lasers in one gun. And it generates a lot of damage, yeah, but it also generates twice as much heat as a normal. They're really, really heat inefficient.
I'm taking the shot.
It's one of the few special weapons I have. I have several of them, actually. I love this. They're flanking. These guys are turning to face these guys, and now they're getting flanked from the side. We're coming up the middle.
They got a sensor lock on me.
Okay.
Receiving you.
Bugsy,
Waiting on you, Commander.
Victor. Yeah. Even better. Look at that jump range. Forgot all about his jump capability. And it gets a bonus to turn when he does it because of his little tools that are on his mech. There's one cool thing. Almost all the mechs have little quirks, little things that you get a bonus with, or sometimes a penalty with. Some of them they don't like to eject. Other ones, I don't know. There's a lot of little things. Some of them are more expensive to repair. Some of them are cheaper to repair. I like that. It adds a lot more character to the universe. And you know what? It doesn't affect me one bit in terms of my gameplay. I can just, okay. I can completely ignore it and be completely fine throughout the game. But it's there if you want it. And it's a statistical part of the game. So it's there whether you want it or not. But it doesn't interfere with my ability to play the game or enjoy the game. That's the kind of stuff I want added to my Battletech game. Yeah, let's get that awesome in closer. I want my allies to sustain some damage. I need them to soak some of the damage so I don't have to soak it all. And it's okay if a few of them get wiped out. I just got to make sure all of them don't. Knockdowns are death knells. Enemy AIs tend to gang shoot anything that's on the ground until it dies.
Affirmative. Taking the shot.
Standing by. Roger.
I love PPCs. You know, I can hit anything on that hillside. The only thing I can't hit is that one. Yeah, everything else I can hit. But realize anything you hit in the trees has got a defensive bonus. So, I'd rather hit something that's not in the trees.
Engaging.
Boom.
Standing by.
I love my mod that in the vanilla game using snub PPCs.
Heading out.
It's a big deal to have a mech that has 3 PPCs. But having 5 PPCs, that was a little overkill. I had to use some snubs because they're the only ones that are light enough to make it effective. But man, if you got good heat control, oof, you're not going to be able. It's not like you're going to be able to do that every round. You can't fire off 5 PPCs every round. You're going to overheat. But just to have a one burst fury every once in a while where you fire off all 5 of them is pretty dang awesome. 79. I get a lot more firepower on this.
Locking on target.
He's just going to keep soaking damage. The Highlander did lose an arm, so he's getting weakened a little bit. Still not. Oh, no, he is panicked. Good job, allies. I didn't put that much damage into him, so they did a good job knocking him out.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Like I said, I know I'm going to win this fight. The numbers are on our side. They just don't have enough mechs, and they're not enough assault mechs for us not to win this.
Standing by.
I don't want to get too close on my Cyclops, just in case they decide they want to take it out for some strange reason. Okay. I love that there's an awesome over there too. They're being triple awesomed to death. An awesome on the right, an awesome on the left, and an awesome up the middle. That stalker's just doing nothing. Just doing nothing. Maybe it fired before it moved. I could.
Mostly missing.
That's probably what it did. Stupid guys in the tree line. Come on, guys, get out of the trees. Come out and have some fun with us. This from the guy who's most of his units is in the trees. Would you stop backing up? I need your guns more than I need your pinging. Took some heat.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Ostsal's gonna zoom in. That should be close enough
Heading
to use
out.
all weapons. Oh yeah.
Firing everything.
All but one hit.
Orders.
I gotta keep focusing on those that aren't in the tree line because these guys are gonna take the full damage.
Confirm. Fire.
So I'm alternating. Alternating between the PPC and the 3 medium lasers. That way I can keep firing every round without having to take a turn off to cool off. Yeesh. Gotta get
I'm
her into
under
the tree
heavy
line.
fire here.
It's one of the few units I have still out in the open. Okay. Yes.
Ready for orders.
You can come up in here. You're gonna help us take this stalker down.
Got it.
Much there. Finally, they've crested. They've reached the top of the hill or thereabouts. Thank you for that assist. See, I gotta rely on their missiles because I have like one set of missiles in my entire crew, and it's not a big rack. Okay. Yes, Arclight.
Standing by.
Next. All right, you are really irritating me that you're not in a tree line, and you still can't get in a tree line. Damage-wise, you're not too bad. You've taken the 3 torso locations are the worst. They've taken a little bit of damage, but you're not bad. All right, I want to get this one. Revert to that one. He's still in the tree line, it says. Okay. That's what I do with this set of weapons. The PPC and the bi-laser, actually the PPC generates less heat, 22 heat versus the bi-laser's 28. I can fire all of it. It's not too bad, but at some point I'm gonna have to start alternating.
Firing.
Nice. Stressed. This'll hurt. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Missile Launcher.
Standing by.
And I'm gonna
I
leave
hear
you in
ya.
reserve for a little bit. You're still not in good enough shape.
Moving to position.
All right. We're gonna have to start engaging the guys in the tree line.
You betcha.
They'll take damage.
What's
They're
up,
just
boss?
it's gonna be slightly less damage because they're in the trees. I don't need to get any
Let's
closer
move.
with my awesome. My awesome can hit anything in sight. Pretty good percentages. Oh, you're out here still, naked. 2 of them hit.
Commander.
Just stay right where you are. She has so many more weapons. I want to get her in close. But there's still too many big hitters up here. On the top of the hill. Oof.
Orders?
She's just in bad shape. She is one big chest damage away from being destroyed. I just can't afford to get her any closer than this.
Confirm.
Hey, straight hit the other one. On top of the hill. Boom, boom, boom. Hit 2. They're getting antsy. Ouch. Is that my mech? It's
Damage
dragging.
critical.
Oh, jeez. Critical hit to one of his weapons. Ostal's gonna get up into that tree line. Crackle. She's so vulnerable sitting out there. Nobody's shooting at her though. I'm glad I recorded this because this is an epic battle. This is the most total number of mechs I think I have played with so far in terms of just having this many mechs on the field. And there's no graphic glitches either. That was another plus. Ooh, lost an arm and the torso. Ouchie, ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Can't quite get to the tree line, but you're going to get right in his face. He's got one laser that doesn't hit. Alright, it's the last time somebody's going to shoot me out in the open.
Reporting light damage.
Come on, arc light, get in the trees. Alright, well, I gotta
I'm
see
here.
the... Yeah, I can replace all that. But man, it doesn't leave me with much. Doesn't leave me with much. My whole left side of my mech is basically gone. Oh, this sucks. There's no way I can just evacuate. I have to stay in the tree line. It's the only way I'm going to have any defense. Nope. Still get hit in the left side by these guys, but they're too surrounded. They're almost like surrounding us here.
Attacking from position.
Still putting up a fight. I don't have a real strong love of the Thunderbolt, so if my Thunderbolt gets destroyed, that just gives me another excuse to bring something out of storage. Although I will miss the fact that I have some specialists that are really good with a Thunderbolt. But, you know, can't have one without the other. Jeez. Arc light. Get in the dang tree line.
I'm here.
Thank you. Man, they got every bit of damage before she got into that tree line. I don't have a thug. This
Got
is on
past
my
the armor.
thugs are on my wish list, so I'm going to look forward to getting some salvage from that. Still getting hit.
That was a nasty hit.
Yeah, it's going to keep happening.
Receiving you.
You don't need to move. You still got ability to hit him with the PPC.
Engaging target.
Nobody's shooting at him, so.
Waiting on you, Commander.
He doesn't take any damage. Nobody's even shot at him. He does have a small laser, so he could get in closer. Just keep trying to extend my line to the right. I'll work on this Crusader.
Tell me what to shoot.
Nice. Every one of those things hit.
Yes, Commander. Aye, aye.
Edge of the forest. Yoink.
Roger.
Awesome to awesome.
Standing by.
Okay. Striker still hasn't taken hardly any damage. It's about time he needs to cross the bridge the gap and get into that tree line too.
Roger.
Otherwise, we're just slogging it out long range. There we go. There goes an arm and a torso.
Scored a critical hit.
heat sink destroyed. That's not good. I'd rather salvage one than destroy it. Double heat sinks have been few and far between. I almost lost as many as I found.
That was a bad hit.
Good to go.
Nope. What am I doing? Is it my Cyclops?
On my way. Engaging.
Oh. Must be cooling down. Yeah, he's gonna need to cool down. What the? It's a little graphic glitch. Dragging around part of his body. Close together. Get a little bit of flanking action going. I wish I had my mortar right now.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
Cluster up. Hit him all with the mortar.
Yeah?
Okay, we are in the tree line now, boys and girls.
Affirmative.
I can't fire all my mediums. Oh, I should have run. Oh well. See, if I do a charge attack, then all I'll do is I'll do a physical attack and then attack with all my small lasers. But actually, she doesn't have as many small lasers as my grasshopper. So you're actually better off just walking in and firing with whatever you can for the heat. Pinpoint back.
Got the drop on you, don't I?
Yeah, you're gone. Lost another double heat sink.
That was a critical.
Fails. So whatever's left is salvage. Ah!
That is something important.
Don't like losing hard-to-find weapons and gear.
Commander,
Jesus.
position confirmed.
Makes me very
Confirmed.
intrigued. That Marauder hasn't fired a single shot, I don't think.
Standing by.
He is really just avoiding it. Okay, so his right arm is, her right arm is just garbage. And I'm not sure where the location of all these are. It's got to be the right arm. Okay, so I need to make sure my left side is facing them. So why don't I do a little...
On my way.
It's got an extra torso twist, so he can still turn back around and hit these guys if he wants. We're going to try to take out this Crusader, because then they can't flank us, and we can get across this stupid hill. I'm not gonna, I may not have that bi-laser in another round. So
Attacking from position.
it isn't now. Fire! There we go. It's a Crusader. It won't take that long to take this thing out.
Standing by.
Still
What can I
got-
do for you?
Here we go. Just keeps giving
Coordinates
ground.
received.
How far I moved? Oh, why didn't I jump? You dumbass! I could just jump across the gulf there.
Right, Commander. There's more where that came from.
He's not gonna last much longer. Champion. That's a new mech in this version of the game. The vanilla one does not have.
Ready for orders.
It's not a great mech by any stretch. That's a design. No. I was debating whether I wanted to get in closest. It's got 4 machine guns, and I can't get close enough to use any of them.
I copy.
Just can't. I got too many people who use Warhammers, so even if I lose this Warhammer, I've got to build another one because it's too useful. Saw has large lasers. It's not afraid to shoot from longer range. You should be firing at these guys really point blank.
Ready for orders.
Okay. Right back at my awesome brother across the Gulf. Oh, we're finally reached the heat level. Well, in that case, maybe I'll take a turn off and run. Running helps cool down. Well, the running itself doesn't actually cool. Walking, you're better off cooling down. Your mech running actually creates heat, but it's almost always less than what you're dissipating.
Roger.
My awesome is going to lose all of its heat just by running for a turn.
Receiving you.
Okay, once again, can't quite get to the tree line from there.
Confirmed.
Okay, satisfactory. Nice.
Yeah, Commander. Taking a shot.
All adds up. I don't care who gets the kill as long as the kill happens. Left side can take it.
Oh, they don't like me at all.
I love that response. Oh, they don't like me at all. Oh, you turned your back on these guys? What an idiot. Jeez.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Oh, he's going to end up bailing if he takes too many shots. Get a settling down. That was so dumb. Why would you turn your back to those three? Ah! No, 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 no! Well, he bailed.
Damage minimal.
Show me
The
your
mech
war,
wasn't
babe.
destroyed, so it should be salvageable, but man, it took some damage. Oh, well. All right. Got some skin in the game now. I think we're down to the last 4, though, aren't we? No, 5. No, yeah, 4. That's everybody. Okay. So you guys get to be. Nope, I can't. Just one space too far away from being able to charge attack.
Location confirmed. Affirmative.
Nice.
My armor's melting off.
Mm,
Aye, aye.
that's how much you can torso twist. Ordinarily, I would be restricted to what's in the gray there in terms of that's your firing arc. But because those lines are still solid,
Understood.
she'll torso twist to the left far enough to be able to hit these targets. I love that. They did tweak that in all the mechs. The mechs have certain restrictions. Some of them are narrow. They pretty much have to be facing what they're shooting at because they're so stiff. And other ones have a huge flexible range where it's almost like they have a turret. That's fantastic. That's what I have to shoot at because he's got no defenses. Boom. Nope, stressed. That Crusader, would you shoot at something? It's probably out of missiles.
Ready for orders.
Saber Cat in my striker. Can't. Maybe it's just because it's uphill. I don't know. I can't get into a position where I can charge.
Acknowledged. Locking in all weapon systems. Good to go. Here we go. Got it.
It's almost over. If I can get out of here without losing any more weapons or systems or equipment.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay right there. There's no reason to move.
Aye, aye.
I suppose I gotta get a little closer. I could use Master M6s. You know what would happen if I got a little bit closer? Somebody would shoot her and destroy her.
Critical hit. Bad one, I think.
Standing by.
Oh, now you turn your back on me. Yay.
Position confirmed.
And I can shoot you in the back with my 3 PPCs. Goodbye.
Got the angle. Taking the shot. Scored a critical.
Three left. And he's almost done. Yeah, he's backing up. That hustle's barely been fired
That one
upon.
was a bad one right there. Oh, what's up, boss? Oh, ordnance received.
They got enough to worry about in their backyard. They shouldn't be shooting this far away at targets, I wouldn't think.
Roger.
Take a little bit of risk. That Black Knight just doesn't want to engage. That also needs to cool down. Stalker needs to cool down.
Let's hit him hard.
New round. What are we up to? Round 14?
Reporting.
Yeah, these are weird percentages. They usually break everybody down into single lances, or sometimes you get some odd ones. But This was a huge number for these 2 units. She's not a heat issue thing, so I want to...
Commander. I copy.
Charge. Let's pop. Light laser blast and panicked. Shoot. Boys. Flee. Nope. Her left side's gonna look as bad as her right.
I'm here.
Still can take some more. I gotta say goodbye to you.
Okay, I'm on it.
Oh, I should use my PVC. Ah, oh well. Didn't need it.
Hostile removed.
Engine destroyed. Not much salvage. 2 left.
Orders. Heading out. Firing on target.
Commander?
Took a lot of heat. Let's see. We'll use the medium lasers. Just too much heat. Oh, wait. Long range missile. There we go.
Right, Commander.
Small lasers and long range missiles should never be fired on the same target. Good rule of thumb.
Standing by.
Okay, what am I gonna do? Oh, might as well put you in their back pocket. Let's see if I can get these guys to
On my
turn
way.
around, face these guys.
I copy.
See, this is where it's like, yeah, you guys really should surrender, wave a little white flag, bail out. Because you're not going to do anything else except bleed on me.
Commander?
What are you going to do? Bleed on me? Headshot.
Target neutralized.
Knocked his head clean off. So that's going to be good salvage. That's going to be a mostly intact thug.
Commander,
Last target left.
move order received.
Start to get chickens out of the forest and maybe engage with a few more weapons. Not quite.
Affirmative.
Just keep tightening that noose. And he's on his back. The end is nigh.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
It's over. I'm not gonna stomp you. I'm just gonna shoot you with all my lasers.
That was a critical.
Pretty much sheared him.
All primary targets
Oh, I'm gonna be real curious what salvage is gonna look like on this. I'm not gonna record much longer. I'm not gonna go back and show you all my stuff. I'll do that in a future video. I'll kind of introduce you to all my team, but we will do the salvage. This is gonna be fun, well, for me anyway. I like having new mechs to salvage. Gives me something to build towards. So I went with a maximum salvage because I'm getting a lot more in salvage than I'm getting for cash payment. That's good cash payment for considering I'm maxed out salvage. This is concerning though. That's 4 mechs that are going to be in the shop for a while. All right, these are all good. I'd love to take a more awesome, but I already got 2. Banshee would be good too. Black Knight is on my list. I mean, there's Black Knight. Cataphract, yes please. And all these are probably going to get dumped once I see what kind of equipment's on the ground. I don't need Champion, Catapult, Crusader, Grasshopper. Highlanders are such monsters. Look at all these thugs. I could get a whole thug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. That's a whole thug. Ugh. Gotta get that. I mean, they don't grow these Artemis launchers. They're not growing trees. Cataphract is a crazy good mech. Well, not good, but I mean it's got some stuff. A little bit of everything. I end up doing this every time. It's like I really, really want the mechs. But if it's a choice between tech I can mount right now and go with it versus slowly assembling a mech over many, many rounds. Oh my God, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. And that's just oh my God, the double heat sinks. This would triple my double heat sink numbers. And they make my mechs so much more efficient. If they wouldn't get critical hits so often, I got to really seriously think about this. You know, because part of my brain is thinking, look at the value on that, 630,000 for a single double heatsink. 630,000. This guy, 410. It's a bonused up Artemis version of an LRM-15, and they're very, very accurate. This guy, they don't put dollar amounts on the pieces, but I'm crazy, I know, but I already have 1 piece, so I can't complete anything by taking those 2. That's what I'm looking at. It's the math. I have 4 awesome pieces, but only 2 of this type. So I could, you know, splice them together and make a mech if I wanted to. I have enough, but that's fine. I've already got an awesome. I definitely don't need stalkers. The stalkers are one of the most common assault mechs I've been thrown at me. I even had one battle. I had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 stalkers arrayed against me. And I just hate them. I don't hate them, but I've seen enough of them. The only thing on here that's got me thinking I should take is the thug, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a full thug right there. That's 1 thug. I don't have any. I want one. It's a solid 80-ton mech. It's a good assault class mech, but it would take 5 of my 6 possible slots. Now here's the thing. I'm going to get a bunch more. I'm getting a bunch more salvage. I'm getting 26. I get to pick 6, and then I get 26 total. So I'm getting a lot of stuff. So randomly, I'm going to get a lot of these. Possibly. Now it's possible they're only going to give me 3. But will they give me 5 of the same one? That's not likely. But this is not a bonused version of an Artemis. But the Artemis guidance system, it makes them the tighter grouping of LRMs. So you're more likely, it's less spread. So you're more likely to hit with most of your missiles. And in a 20, I haven't seen a 21 yet. The fact that this one's bonused up makes it a little more sexy because it's got a 6 times 15 instead of, this one's a 20 missile system, but it's only 4 times 20. So this one's still, nicer deal. What is this? 410 versus 390, see? The downside of this one's the massive heat, which it partially offsets because of the -3, but that's a nice gun. This guy, I don't use a lot of SRMs, is the thing. LRMs are a vital part of my arsenal, but SRMs are not top of my list. Neither are flamers, so they're not as valuable to me. No. I'm not going to pick an LRM-10 when I got Artemises laying around. Now this is what we're talking, 120, but you got to realize medium lasers I use them everywhere. And here's a 2 stack right here. This is getting 2 lasers. There's 4 that are extra accurate. All these are great. I'll probably get some of these on the random call. Same with the machine guns. I love the fact that there's machine guns, but I don't get to use them. I don't have very many, and they don't get used very often. So it's not a high priority. PPCs, as you saw, I have some PPC, but my PPCs are in pretty good shape. So these are nice, but what else do we got? Small lasers are really important for me. I get a lot of use out of them. Surprisingly, I get more use out of these than I do the machine guns, even though they do have the same range. Nope. Our mods are never a high priority. That's a really good cockpit. Those, you can't beat those double heat sinks. See, that's 320. This arm mod is 150. A single double heat sink, 630. Und twice 3. I just make sure I get some. If I get more, fantastic. Now the question is, would I rather have the bi-laser, which is not the greatest weapon on Earth? It's good, but I already have a couple in storage. I don't think it is. I think I want to start my Thug, and if they give me a few more, then great. I'll get it eventually. Obviously, some of my enemy mechs have. I might have to find some more ComStar opponents. Yep, let's see. Okay, so they gave me an awesome Black Knight Catapult Champion. Only a second Thug, so it's not. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten a complete Thug there, but yeah. Now, don't need regular munitions at all. Any kind, or not munitions, regular guns. So I got a flamer. Got me 4 medium lasers, accurate. Got one of the two bonused up machine guns I got. One of the PPCs. Sell those 5. Look at the money I'm getting for these that I'm selling too. Got an arm mod. I picked 3 double heat sinks. They didn't give me any more. And that's how valuable they are. They're not going to give those away. I'm glad I did that because those are going to make my mechs more efficient. As long as I don't get them critical hit. That's been my problem though. I pulled a mech out of a combat who only had one location that was in the red. It was in a leg. Of the 30 different objects that could have hit on my mech, they got a critical hit on my double heat sink and destroyed it. It just irritates me to no end. And that's it. Back to the Argus. Oh, that was an epic battle. I am so glad it's like once I saw how many mechs were going to be involved in this fight, I thought I better record this for posterity. whether I post this on YouTube or not is less important to me than the fact that I recorded an awesome battle. And I took some damage. I didn't cheat my way through it. I had mechs that were in bad shape. I did what I could to offset the damage. And couldn't do the fact that the one guy got overwhelmed and couldn't handle it and jetted out. See, this is where another thing they added to this is where it's one of your developments you can build in your Argo engineering stuff. It allows you to splice together, if you have different versions, different variants of the same model. See, right now I could put these 5 together as a single awesome. But I'm kind of saving up. Maybe I'll get one of both. So if I really want something special, I can go get it. But I'm gonna leave it there because I'm gonna do all my, let's run down everything, and here's my mech warriors and here's my mechs in a future video. This was just a huge battle, and I'm so glad I got it recorded. So as you can see, it's 30/30, January the 25th. That's where we are in time in my career, which has been completed. All the stuff that I managed to do before the 900 turn game ran out. It's as far as I was on the review board. But again, I'm doing stuff I should be doing in a future video. Yeah, just gonna have to, wait bated breath on the stuff I got to reveal. If you've never seen this version of the game, this mod, then there's good stuff coming. So with that, I'm gonna end the video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content in some future date.